Hey there, everyone. Happy Wednesday. King 5 meteorologist Adam Claibon. Let's talk about this next system that's heading its way on in. It's going to feature rain. It's going to feature wind, and we're going to have to deal with some mountain snow to go along with that. Now, not a very powerful storm, but it is going to pack quite a punch when it comes to some of those winds. But here out ahead of it today, it's been relatively nice. We've seen some sunshine out there across parts of western Washington. Let's go across South Sound right now, looking live at Tacoma. Skies brightening up a little bit. Of course, we're still dealing with quite a few clouds that are out there, but it is nice to see some of that sunlight. And then as we look here in SeaTac Airport, you can see some of those clouds trying to break apart. Overall, though, still noticing more of the same. Up into the mountains, Stevens Pass, a lot more sunshine looking there. You can see all the fresh snow that has fallen here over the past couple of days. Looking at Snoqualmie Pass, a lot more clouds as you look at there at the current time, looking at the summits, and then we're noticing some breaks in the clouds over the Olympics, but it's up across the passes, the mountains, and the Olympics. Yes, all that we're going to see some of that snow here as we head into the night, because our system's still going to hold off until we head into the nighttime hours. So for the rest of today, more of those areas of sunshine mixing in at times with the generally cloudy skies that we're going to have in place as we remain cooler than average, but it is going to be one of our warmer days as we top off more in those mid 40s. Now here's the satellite and radar composite. You can see that trying to fill in with a few more of those clouds, and this is as we head into this evening, and this is going to be showing you some areas of rain that we will start to pick up a little more on. Now there are currently some showers here as of about the noon hour up around more of Skagit and Whatcom County, and then seeing some of that across the tip of the Olympic Peninsula. But our system still a ways off, just off to the west. Will be heading its way right towards us. So it's going to be diving in and heading right here into western Washington, and that's going to be hitting us with some of those decent rains here as we head on into the night. Most of this coming through during the overnight hours, and then heading on into early tomorrow, a lot of the rain beginning to head on out of here. Now, with that being the case, we do have winter weather advisories now for snow elevations that are going to be above 1,500 feet, where we could pick up up to 8 inches there across the Cascades. Then you can see as we zoom in, wind advisories now for the San Juan Islands, the Admiralty Inlet area, and then also going for western Whatcom counties and western Skagit counties as well. That's going to be starting up at 10 p.m. tonight, lasting until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Some of those gusts up to 45. And it's same here as we look at the wind advisory up across the north coast. That starts up though a little earlier, 7 p.m. this evening, lasting until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Let's go ahead and talk about some of those winds, because as we go here into the early part of the evening, you can see the north coast definitely beginning to feel some of the impacts initially at 35 to 45 mile per hour gusts. We go later on into the night, you start to see some of those numbers really crank up, and we're talking about just after midnight now as we get into more of that time around the San Juan Islands and more across northern interior, seeing some of those gusts maybe closer to 45. I would say maybe 50 miles per hour, and even not even a little stronger in a few areas. Before that starts to really wind on down into the earlier part of tomorrow. Still breezy, but you can see that the winds will start to come on down by that time. Power outages will be a possibility with this, so we're going to keep an eye out for it. Doesn't look like it's going to be too widespread though. As far as high temperatures, we're going to keep those cooler than normal, seeing a lot of those in the mid to lower 40s. Normal high at 48 degrees, and we're talking about snow levels falling back down again as we head on into the latter part of the work week and through the weekend, down around 1,000 feet or below. So today, I expect to see conditions generally dry, just a few of those sprinkles here farther north and off right along the coast. Then we head into the night. Just after midnight, beginning to see some of those showers arriving. So you're good for the rest of today. Most of the rain comes through as we head into the midnight. Snow levels high enough around 2,000 feet that we're not worrying about any snow in the lower elevations. And then that will start to sweep on through as we head into the earlier part of tomorrow, 7 to 8 o'clock, where you can see that will start to wind on down, but still keeping some heavier pockets of snow up across the Cascades, especially the northern Cascades, tomorrow afternoon. Showers will be more off and on as we go throughout Thursday. Then we'll get another wave of moisture that comes through later tomorrow night into early Friday, and that's where we could see maybe some of the lower snow elevations come back into play. And I would say keep an eye out. It's going to be really late at night, but there across some parts of King, maybe Pierce, Thurston County. Some of the, I would say more the foothill areas heading into the mountains there, we could see some of that snow start to return. But it's going to be late at night. You'll probably notice it if you wake up early that morning that some of it's still around on your ground or maybe some of your cars. But we really clear out later on into Friday, and then we go on into Friday evening, Friday night. And this system will have some lower snow elevations to go along with that, so the colder air will come into play, and that might mean Hood Canal could be at play for some snow at some of that point, but overall still looking like it's a ways out, so we'll have to keep an eye out for what's going to be happening with that system. Rainfall, though, with the system coming through here over the next day and a half, we're talking about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, closer to about an inch out along the coast. And then for some of those areas that are going to see the snow up into the mountains, up to that 8 inches. I think some spots we'll see a little more, especially up there around Mount Baker, as we can get up closer to about a foot of snow. Here's your forecast today, mid-40s, more of those areas of sunshine, but generally cloudy skies farther north. Also here farther south around more Puget Sound, Bellevue, Redmond, Issaquah up to 46, 45 in Monroe. South Sound seeing highs out, possibly even some upper 40s there in Puyallup and in Auburn at 47, Lakewood 47, 45 in Gig Harbor, and then seeing more of the mid-40s down around Olympia. Tonight's lows staying above freezing, so the rain that comes through is going to stay in the form of rain. But we do have that opportunity of seeing more of a rain-snow mixture heading on into late Thursday night, early into Friday morning, and then keeping an eye out for more of that to come as we head on into your Saturday and possibly into more so into your Sunday with the colder air that's going to be in place. Well, everybody, it's going to be a pretty weak system later on tonight, but if you are going to be out early tomorrow morning and trying to drive across the passes, I would say definitely keep an eye out for some of those conditions before you make that trip across the state. Take care, have a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you later.